Hello viewer, and welcome to a devlog for Perfect Alchemy, our 4-player, wizard cat themed wave survival tower defense game. Today, I'm going to show you how I implemented a automatic movable turret into our game. Let's get into it. My goals when developing the turret were fourfold. First of all, I wanted to provide an additional method that players can use to defend the cauldron. Something automated that would lean more towards this tower defense genre. I also wanted the play feeling to shift between players killing enemies to turrets and traps killing enemies. So different types of enemies would get hurt either more or less by turrets and players, so that different rounds have different feels to them. The players are tasked with different objectives during different rounds. Different classes will also interact differently with traps and turrets. And I want an additional purpose behind the crafting. Now let's get into the code behind the turret. Defining a bunch of variables, the prefab that's going to be shot, as well as velocity, range, and the interval in which it shoots. This is used so that in the future we can make different turrets that have faster shots or shoot different projectiles using the same script. Then we get the audio manager. This is used to play the shoot sound effects and breaking sound effects. And update target is used to find the closest target that is not blocked by a wall. Lerp towards target changes the barrel so that it's pointing at the target, and then shoot finds the target that's not behind a wall and then shoots a projectile at it, and it plays a sound effect. Now that we've covered the code, let's get into the editor and see how we constructed this game object. So it starts with the turret crate object, a child of which is a canvas. The canvas is what lights up with the A button icon and the light that shows to the player that it's interactable and that they can push it and move it around. Then there is the gun object. This is what sits on top and spins around, and then attached, a child of the gun object is the turret barrel. This is where the bullets get instantiated from, and make sure that they're shooting from the end and not the center of the game object. Now I'll demonstrate how they work in the gameplay. As you can see, once the enemy's in range, they start shooting, and you can see as they're moving towards the enemy, they shoot and they miss a couple times, and this sort of gives it more of like a, I don't know, like a more lifelike effect. It's not so mechanical, it's not perfect, you know? I think it's fun, but let me know in the comments if you think otherwise, and make sure to tune in next week, because next week we'll be covering the crafting system and the recipes and recipe inventory, as well as recipe upgrades and how that sort of provides the player with more incentive for progressing through the rounds and possibly giving some replayability to the game. So tune in for the next devlog.